Well, good morning, everyone. My name is Brent Gove, and I'm excited to be here to tell you about eXp. Now, before I break down the model and show you how it works, I want to tell you a little bit about my background. I promise to be brief. I was 12 years at RE/MAX, 8 years at Keller Williams, and the last 3 years I've been at eXp. So I've been doing this 23 years. I started when I was 30 in real estate. Little quick math, you know, I'm 53 years old. And basically my story is this. I did really well at RE/MAX, loved it, one of their top agents in California. And Keller Williams started recruiting me in 2000. By 2009, in the middle of the market crash, I figured, what have I got to lose? Let's go see if this Keller Williams is all they're cracked up to be. Went there, loved it. Had a great experience for me for 8 years. Got to the point where I was going to stay there forever. One day the phone rings, and it's a friend of mine from Dallas, Texas, Sheila Fairgeron, and she said, Brent, I don't know if you remember me, but we met a couple years earlier at a Haas Pratt seminar. You were on stage, you spoke, you were amazing. I was so impressed with you. I liked her instantly, right? A very wise woman, obviously. At this point, I would do anything she asked me to do. It's pretty funny. But she said, hey, I'm dying to know, have you heard about this new model called eXp Realty? No, not really. She says, well, man, I sure would appreciate your opinion on the model. I'd really love to know what you thought. She didn't ask me to leave Keller Williams. She just asked me to evaluate a business model for real estate. I go, sure. I did know one thing, that I absolutely would not be interested. What could possibly even hold a candle to Keller Williams? I mean, I hope you feel that way about your brokerage. That's how so kudos to Keller for making me feel that way. So I sat down and watched what I'm about to show you. And about, you know, I don't know, 20, 30 minutes later, I was just blown away. I was in shock. Never seen anything like it in my 20 years in real estate. To the point where 2 weeks later, I moved my $100 million real estate sales team away from Keller Williams into eXp. Now keep in mind, I'd moved one time in 20 years prior to this. It took 9 years for me to make that move. Moving is not something I did, but what I saw in the eXp model was so compelling. It was so radically different that I just had to make the move. And what eXp is, it's a cloud-based company invented by this man. Every once in a while, a special human being comes along, like an Elon Musk type individual, Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, you know, the Richard Branson. He's one of those special kind of people in life who just figured something out a decade ago. Most of us are just realizing, gee, 8,000 major retail chains went bye-bye last year, and online sales is booming. I mean, Amazon started with books. Look at what you can get from them now. Your travel agent, I still love going to my travel agent. They're gone. Tens of thousands of them gone, because people go online to Trivago or Travelocity or whatever it is, and they get whatever they need online. Everything is changing, and it's come to real estate. We have a 10-year head start on the big corporations. So here we go. Glenn Sanford, genius level IQ. And what he created was the first cloud-based real estate company in North America, really the world. We have over 500 people that work in the cloud full-time. 500. I mean, we exist in the cloud. We're going to explain what that is. But probably the best way to explain it is Netflix. Have you been to the Netflix store and gotten your movie? No. It's online. It's cloud-based, point, click, there's your movie. Blockbuster, if you remember them, they were competing with Hollywood Video and mom and pop video stores. They pretty much wiped out the mom and pop video stores. Then they took down their competitor, Hollywood Video, which I loved Hollywood Video. And I was mad when they went bankrupt and I had to go to stupid Blockbuster to get my movies, right? Anybody ever go to a Blockbuster? They were 100% dominant. It'd be like Coldwell Banker putting everybody out of business. And in 5 years, the cloud-based competitor put them out of business. They bankrupted a $6 billion company in 5 short years. Baby, this is where it's at. You got Amazon, you got Airbnb. In fact, Airbnb is a good one. You got Tony Robbins here. He noticed at one of his events recently, he does business masterminds, that Hilton's an American success story. Been around 99 years, almost 100 years, valued at $18 billion. And what happens is a competitor comes in, Airbnb. It's not just a bed and breakfast. It's Airbnb. It's cloud-based. And basically, started 10 years ago, now valued at $31 billion. See, when you get online, the world becomes your oyster. So we have eXp, we're online, we're a cloud campus. We have no desk fees because we don't have any offices. You will get an office. That's the biggest misconception. I joined eXp, I don't have an office. I'm gonna explain to you how you have a beautiful office, nicer than the one you work at now. So keep listening. You can work from anywhere, cuts the overhead. We put our money not into expensive, behemoth, antiquated commercial leases, but we put them into technology that supports the agent educationally and drives leads to your phone, right to your hand. People want to list their home like now. People who want to buy their home like now. Oh, that sounds really good to me. And we have a partnership with Regis Corporation. Regis Corporation is a company who creates business type hubs worldwide. They have 2,000 of these things. In Sacramento, there's 8 offices. I have 8 offices. I had 5 Keller Williams. Now I have 8 offices to work out of with Regis. Now, they say a picture's worth 1,000 words. I used to just tell you. Let me show you. So this is a Regis. They're nice glass conference rooms, private suites if you want one. eXp went to Regis and said, we'll take 25,000 memberships. And normally you pay about $100 a month to $500 a month. Probably New York and San Francisco, probably $500 a month. But it depends upon where you are as to what you pay and what your needs are. Every eXp agent gets a Regis membership. You come in here, there's internet cafes, there's coffee, tea, hot chocolate for your clients' sons, multiple secretaries at the front desk, private conference rooms to meet with your clients, copiers, scanners, everything you need to do your business. There's 4 pillars for eXp. Number 1 is leads. Number 2 is training and education. Number 3 is ownership. Our agents actually own the broker, the company, not just the franchise, the whole company. They're shareholders in the company. And number 4, we share revenues because our agents are owners. They actually share in the revenues of a massive company that's on the NASDAQ valued at over $500 million. They share in the revenues. Pretty different. So let's start with pillar number 1. Lead generation. We offer a website called KV Core. You ever wonder how agents sell 80, 100, 200, 300 homes a year, 800 homes a year? They have sophisticated high-end websites that are very expensive. This one is $600 a month and you sign a 1-year contract. You don't like it after 2 or 3 months, you're still paying them over $7,000 because you signed a 1-year contract. Every eXp agent gets one of these websites. Our tech fee is $50 a month. So you could say it costs $50 a month versus $600. Now you do need to advertise, spend a little money on advertising. Most agents spend $100 a month. Some spend $200. The ones who are going big time spend $250. That's pretty much the advertising, but you don't have to do it. It's optional. But most of our agents are getting 60 to 100 leads a month if they're spending the $250. I was spending $800 a month on Zillow for a Premier membership. I got 4 leads a month. I paid $200 a lead. You know, $800 a month for that's $200 a lead. For $250, our agents are getting 60 to 100 leads a month to your phone. People want to list their home now. People want to buy a home now. I mean, that is exciting to me. So we're going to give you leads, which is what you need, and then we're going to train you. We actually have training and education. My old brokerage would really deliver to that value proposition. I mean, hats off, kudos to Keller Williams. I was there. RE/MAX said it was a joke. It would destroy my career. I went there. It helped me. I loved the masterminds and the training and education. Amazing company. Hats off, no complaints. And there were 2 or 3 classes every day in my Keller Williams. Now, some Keller Williams were as big, they'd only had 1 or 2 a day. But compared to my old brokerage, RE/MAX, we had a class once a month, once every 2 months. I mean, 1 or 2 a day was a crazy, 2 or 3 a day. At eXp, we have 5 to 10 classes a day, sometimes 13 classes a day. Now, this particular class is not in the cloud. I call it a training class with skin on. And 3 years ago, we didn't exist. Today, we have 300, 400, 500 people come to our trainings. We just did one at our local board in Placer County. It was the largest turnout they'd ever had in the history of the board, which is a big deal. It was not Coldwell Banker. It wasn't Century 21. Those are great companies. I'm not picking on them. It was eXp because guess what? We're one big fire. We own the company together. In the past 100 years, it was whoever owned the Century 21 franchise, the Sotheby's franchise, the RE/MAX franchise, the Keller Williams franchise, the Coldwell Banker. The world was ruled by the franchise owners. Not anymore. It's changing. So we have all these wonderful classes and education, top producer panels. This is the top RE/MAX agent locally, now at eXp. Top Coldwell Banker locally, now at eXp. Top Keller Williams agent locally, now at eXp. Top independent locally, now at eXp. All 4 of those people joined in the last 6 to 12 months. This guy was Wall Street top 100 throughout the world. Marketing genius at eXp. It's pretty exciting what's going on. Then we do live training in the cloud. We have 5 to 10 classes a day, like I said, sometimes 13. And we do sales, listings, lead gen, social media, CRMs, tech tools, masterminds. Here's what it looks like. Here's the future. This will be different for you, but it's an avatar world. We have 500 full-time staff in the cloud. We have a full-blown marketing department to help you with your marketing. We have a full-blown brokerage department to help you with broker questions. At my old companies, if the broker wasn't in his desk and he was like, oh, he's off for a couple days, I'm stressed out. I'm like, what do I do? At eXp, we go into the world. We have 2, 3, 4, 5 brokers right there, and we can get our questions answered immediately. I have never experienced broker support at this level in my 23 years in the business. It is exceptional. And usually our brokers are people who have been brokers at Remax or Century 21 or Coldwell Banker or Keller Williams for 10, 15, 20 years. These are people with massive experience, but now they're at eXp. This is one of our auditoriums. It's a campus like a Harvard, a Stanford, a Yale, and there's auditoriums all over campus. There's so many amazing trainers that are now at eXp. And then you'll see billboards all over the campus talking about what classes are available for you to see today. And then if you can't make the class, maybe a business planning class for 2020, they record it and upload it, and you can watch it tonight when the kids go to bed. It's pretty cool. So excited about our training and education. So again, 4 pillars. Number 1, leads. Number 2, training. That is foundational. It's bedrock of who we are as a company. I had never had anybody deliver on both. The only company that ever really delivered was Keller Williams, and they delivered on the educational training and educational piece and masterminding. They totally delivered. I loved it. I never got any leads. At eXp, the day I turned my phone on, the leads started flowing 60 to 100 my first month. I just never had that experience at any other company. That's a big deal, and you cannot write that off. It's huge. And then what we do is we feather in ownership. What is that? Well, let's see. After 12 years, I left Remax as their star with nothing. Oh, I had escrows, 37 escrows, so I closed those after I got paid. I had nothing. I left Keller Williams after 8 years. I think we had 30 or 40 escrows and listings, and they all closed, and I have nothing. How many years have you been at your company? What do you have? I'll answer for you. Nothing. And so at eXp, we have stock awards to make you a shareholder. Rising tide rises all ships. Here's how it works. When you close your first transaction at eXp, you get stock. When you cap at eXp, you get stock. When you refer a friend to eXp and they join and they close their first sale, you get stock. We have an icon award if you sell about 30 homes or more typically. In San Francisco, 22. In Oklahoma, it might be 40. Depends upon the sales price of your home. But you can get $16,000 stock award. I got that 3 years ago, and the stock tripled, almost quadrupled. When I can cash it in April, this 3-year vesting, it'll probably be worth about $70,000. I capped 3 years ago at my brokerage, and now I'm getting back, not the cap, not the $16,000 cap. That's our cap at eXp. It's very competitive, 16 grand, that's it, no more. I'm getting it back, but it appreciated because they gave me stock. They didn't say, we'll give you your money back in 3 years, which would be 0% interest. Most of you would be thrilled to get the money back you paid your broker 3 years ago. That's 0% interest, and you'd be thrilled. I'm getting it back. It's already tripled, and I believe it will quadruple by April. I mean, are you kidding me? Now, and then we have the agent equity program where you can take 5% of your closings and you're able to purchase our stock, which now trades on the NASDAQ. We're no longer a penny stock, and get 10% off what everyone else pays on the street, which means you made 10% of your money the day you bought it. If it drops, then you get a 10% hedge. If it goes up 10%, you made 20% on your money. Mine tripled. That's 300%. It's about to quadruple, 400%. I'm really glad. This is optional. The Agent Equity Program. Our founder developed a program for the agents to have equity. That's you. Our broker associates to have equity. That's you. Tell me about the Agent Equity Program that Coldwell Banker has, that Century 21 has, that Christie's has. There is no Agent Equity Program. Dave Lineker owns it all. He's a billionaire. Gary Keller, they're always very proud of. We at Keller Williams, debt-free, privately owned. Yeah, he owns it all. He's a billionaire. I was driving like crazy getting 60 listings a year. I mean, you don't lay around and get 60 listings a year and have 6 listing specialists and 14 buyer specialists. I was busy. I worked hard every year. Nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. Zero wrong with that. But I found a way to have some equity. If you work for a brokerage and you're not at eXp and you're not becoming a shareholder, you're renting your house. Stop renting your house. The 4th pillar is revenue sharing. What is revenue sharing? The most exciting thing to ever hit real estate. Companies, even if they had a heart to do it, couldn't because they were too busy paying for all their overhead. My old office had 28 employees. It had multiple copiers all over the business. They break down. You have to have a copier service contract. And then we had coffee. You run out of coffee, the agent's cool with that? No, we need more coffee, you know? And so we had a coffee contract. I can't even tell you the amount of overhead, okay? And so check this out. Because we don't have it, we're able to share revenues back to you. I'll give you an example. I was at RE/MAX for 10 years, referred 100 people, 12 years, referred over 100 people. I mean, when you're doing well, people are like, yeah, can I get my license? Can I sell a home and make $5,000, $10,000 a house? I'm like, you bet you can. And so guess what I did? I started telling people about RE/MAX. In that 12-year period, I was given three $10 Starbucks cards. I got $30 worth of free coffee. Some people I referred were selling 20, 30, 40, 50 homes a year. One of them sold over 300. I got $30 worth of free coffee. All those people I referred, many of them who sold 20, 30, 40, 50 homes a year, that means RE/MAX got paid 20, 30, 40, 50 times a year, every year, from me referring that agent, year after year after year. Some of those people, I didn't even get a $10 Starbucks card. Are you with me? The one who sold over 320 homes in 1 year, 2004, my neighbor, Mike Bushek, look him up. RE/MAX got paid 320 times that year. I didn't even get a Starbucks card. The value is in referring the agent. It's like you get a listing, then you get 320 more listings. You get a listing, then you get 30 more listings. That's why people build real estate companies. It's incredibly good. You could be a super high paid salesman. That's what I was. That's what you are. If you're not doing this, you're a salesperson. So watch this. If you refer one person to eXp, that top line, tier 1, you get $2,800. eXp takes a $16,000 cap. That's our cap. It's $16,000 a year. What'd you pay your broker last year? People add up. Had a guy added up. He paid his broker $120,000 last year. Yeah, save over $100,000 a year. Now most people pay their broker $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 a year. So, but still, I mean, if you're paying your broker $40,000 and now it's only $16,000, do the math. That is a $24,000 savings. If I gave you $24,000 to do some marketing to a particular farm where prices were, say, $600,000 to $1 million, and then you sell maybe another 10 of those and create another $200,000, $300,000 in revenue, would that help you? And currently you're giving it to your broker and they keep it. I call it keep it all real estate. Your broker keeps it and they have to pay for their overhead. Even if they wanted to give it to you, they could not. So here at eXp, we bring in 16 and we have none of the overheads I've mentioned. Other than we do have staff in the cloud. The cloud, there's no lease on the cloud. We own the cloud. We don't have to heat and cool the cloud. We don't have to janitorial service in the cloud. We don't have to provide coffee in the cloud. I digress. But if you refer one person, eXp pays you $2,800 of the 16th. They peel off bite-sized rewards, 28, 32, 2. And the more people you tell, to get to tier 2, you have to refer 5 people on the right-hand column. To get to tier 3, refer 10. And it grows in increments of 5 all the way to tier 6 where you've referred 25. It's called compensation for contribution. If you contribute 25 agents to your company, what will your company pay you? I've gotten a free lunch, a breakfast, kind of thing. Usually nothing. Hey, thanks for sending Jody Bush. She's awesome. We love her here at Century 21. She's awesome. Man, I think she's going to sell 50 homes this year. We are so excited. I'll bet you are. I'll bet you are, right? Whew, that's awesome. And Jody's my friend. I'm happy for her. I never thought about that. Maybe I should be compensated for that. eXp is going to compensate you. Had someone ask me, well, can I do more than one? What if I told 10? What if I told 20? By the way, this 7-tier system was copied from Keller Williams. It's not copyrighted. They've been doing it for 25 years. They don't share revenue. They share profit. Because they can't share the revenue. It would bankrupt the company. They have massive overhead. They cannot share the revenues, but they can share profit. How much, if an office doesn't make a profit, how much do they share to their agents? Nothing. It's a brilliant system. If we have a little bit of profit, we'll share a little bit. If we have a lot of profit, we'll share more. And it's cool. After 8 years, I made $700 a month in profit sharing. Made my car payment. Thank you, Keller. I was glad. It was better than RE/MAX, right? I'm not putting RE/MAX down if you're here with RE/MAX. But here's the deal. That wasn't going to change my life. It wasn't going to help me retire with dignity, $700 a month, right? So watch this. He goes, well, what can I tell, like say 10? Yeah. He goes, so I get $2,800 a person times 10? I go, yeah, that's $28,000. He goes, wow. And I go, now, he goes, I'm going to do this. I said, well, that's not the best part. If those 10 stay next year and recreate the revenue next year, they pay you again. He goes, really? So I get 28 times, I get $56,000 for referring 10 agents? Yes, but that's not the best part. If they stay the third year, they pay you again. He's like, what? I go, yeah, it's revenue sharing. He goes, when does it stop? I said, never. It's written into our charter. I have friends who got to eXp 10 years ago. They sponsored people, they became their sponsor, and guess what? They still get paid 10 years later because those agents are still here. They still get their revenue share a decade later. I've been here for over 3 years. I referred 40. By the way, if you refer 40 or more agents, it unlocks all 7 tiers, okay? And I get paid today a tremendous income from what I did 3 years ago. By the way, 3 years ago, I listed 60 homes personally. I had 6 listing specialists on my team. They listed homes. How much do I get paid today for the 60 homes I listed and sold 3 years ago? Nothing. It's been that way for 23 years. What do I get paid today for the 40 agents I referred to eXp for a better future? To be able to retire with dignity or at least have a shot at it? A tremendous income. Like, beyond my wildest dreams, and we'll get into a little bit of that. So, so if they stay for a decade, all 10, I get $28,000 a year for 10 years. That's like a $280,000. You go, yeah, like $250,000. We're telling 10? Yes, that's how it works. But we have a 5-year plan. Every agent they tell, you get $3,200. You actually get paid more to help them tell somebody. eXp pays you more if you'll take your eyes off yourself and help somebody else. Interesting. And then everyone they tell, 2, 12, this is how Keller Williams has operated for 25 years. They do profit sharing for 7 generations. It's a beautiful model. And so we copied it, but we do revenue sharing. So let me give you a 5-year example. Let's say this year you tell 10 people. I did, I think, 12 in the first 6 weeks, right, James? And, but let's say it takes you all year. And let's say in the next 5 years, this is just an example, you help each of those 10 that you told, tell 10. So if you take it over 5 years, that's 1 person every 6 months, 2 a year, times 5, all 10 will have told 10 at the end of 5 years. Do we agree? Now again, this is an example. I told 12 in 6 weeks, and 10 of those 12 all told 10 in the first 6 months. So the example I'm showing you here, I did in 6 months. It does not have to take 5 years. But it may take you 7 or 10 years. It may take you 3. I don't know, right? It's up to you. But if you tell 10, you get $2,800 an agent. If they're capping, that's $28,000. And then if you help them tell 10, 10 times 10 is 100 agents. By the way, I told 55 about my old company and I had hundreds in what's called my profit sharing tree. Hundreds. After 8 years, hundreds. Well, here, in 6 months, I told 10, helped them all tell 10. I had 110 agents. But if you have 100 on tier 2 pays you $3,200 an agent. So if you have 100 times 32, that's 320 plus your 28, that's $348,000 a year. At this point, I'm like, you're kidding me. Are you serious? I mean, is outside of real estate commissions, outside of whatever it is you're already doing. And I just said, you know what, I'm going to do this. And one of the things I did is I'm good at about following a schedule. James, every Friday from 2 to 5, well, he was helpful because at 2:15, if I wasn't there calling agents, I would call I didn't call 50 agents or 30 agents. I would call 3 to 5 people I knew. Been doing it 23 years. I have relationship capital. I treated people right. I had people who liked me. I called the people who liked me who had good energy. Most people like me, right? And so most people like you. And I called the ones with good energy. I called 3 to 5 every week. And I probably talked to 2 or 3 throughout the week. But I was purposeful and intentional on Fridays. It was the expansion Friday. And every month, I think I probably talked to about 7 a week, maybe 30 a month, right? And every month, 3 or 4 switched companies. It wasn't like they all switched. Many of them said, well, we'll see how it goes for you. I'm not sure it'll work. We'll see. Timing's bad. I just left Remax and went to Coldwell Banker. I just left Coldwell Banker and went to Century 21. I just, wherever they go. But maybe in a year, I'll see how it goes. But 40 of them said I'm in. That's all I did. That's all I did. And the difference was profound. I think this will work. Now, you notice this was 10. I did 40. So instead of getting 348, I got a lot more. You do the math, okay? Now watch this. As it grows over the years, 8 months later, I got to 40. I'd unlocked tier 7. I had 10 capping agents on tier 7. A capping agent is someone who pays in $16,000 the company. In Sacramento, it means you sell 8 to 10 homes in Sacramento. In San Francisco, San Jose, 2. LA, 3. But here's the deal. I had 10 here. 10 agents at 4,000 agents is 40,000 a year. I unlocked 40,000 a year of income because I referred 40 plus agents. Pretty cool. Today, on level tier 2, I think we have about 280 agents?
About 325.
About 325. How about tier 3?
We have 690.
690 in tier 4?
1430.
James is my CO, Chief Operating Officer. He does 1,400. Then we have like 1,300 in tier 7. How many agents do we have on tier 7?
We just went over 1260.
1,200 agents on this tier alone. Now let's just say 500 of them cap. They sell 8 to 10 homes a year on average. Usually we'll do it around America. And 500 cap, what's 100 times $4,000? 400,000. If you have 500 of those, that's $2 million. But not everybody's going to cap. I want to cover this. What's it take to cap? Typically 8 to 10 sales. Do we know agents who sell 4? Yes, that'd be a half a cap, 4 or 5. That'd be half a cap. So you get half. You get 1,400, you get 1,600, you get 1,000. Half a cap, half the payout. They don't have to cap to get paid. Every month on the 22nd, we revenue share from the following month's closings. So January 22nd is next week for me. I'm going to get paid revenue share from closings in December, okay? Which is more than I used to make in an entire year. It's pretty awesome. Now here's the cool thing. This grows and grows and grows as the years go by. It is amazing. One thing that I am beyond excited about is the new 50-50 initiative that our founder, Glenn Sanford, put in place. He committed to giving us half of all the revenues of eXp forever. So in other words, if 100 million comes into the company, 50 million goes out to the agents of revenue share, not profit share. It's 50 million. $250 million, 125 million. $500 million, 250 million. $250 million back to the agents who help build the company. It's one team, one dream. It's one big fire. We own it with our owner. I did not own RE/MAX with Dave Liniger. Even though I was a star agent in California selling hundreds of homes every year. I didn't own Keller Williams with Gary Keller. He's a great man. They're a great company. I left the company I love because I didn't want to be a renter anymore. If you don't own Coldwell Banker, you're just renting a desk, your little office. You know, they give me one for free. Of course, they'll make you as comfortable as you can in that little spot. Don't leave because you're making them a fortune. And so the 50-50 initiative is amazing. So here's how it works. If the company gets, say, 55% of the revenues and the agents only get 45%, that means the company got an extra 5%. So they're going to take 5% extra and add it to all these. In other words, it's possible to get more than 2,800 for telling someone you could get 3,200. It's possible to get more than 3,200. You could get 4,000. He's going to add it back to you. He's only going to keep 50. But it can work the other way. If we're at 45%, the company's at 45%, we get 55% of the revenues, we give back 5% to balance this number to a 50-50. Now here's the cool part. eXp is bringing on ancillary services like moving services. You ever refer a mover? How about a pest company, Terminix Clark's? How about satellite or security? How about a home warranty? How about all the other companies that we refer all the time? Well, guess what? Now we're going to order from individual companies. There's 26,000 of us. There'll be 100,000. It's going to spin off profit. Now, the way I used to tell this is it'll make eXp highly profitable. They're going to make all that money, which will cause the stock to go up or down. Profitable companies, typically the stock goes north, right? So we're going to benefit indirectly by using these ancillary services that we all spin off, right? We always do title, mortgage, escrow, all this stuff. Now they're going to go, oh my gosh, we made $40 million in profits from ancillary services. We're going to give $20 million back to the agents. We made $100 million in ancillary. You get 100,000 agents, you can make $100 million in ancillary services. We give $50 million back to the agents, and they're going to add it to this side of the equation. I'm telling you, I could not be more excited about this. You're actually going to get to the point, I believe, where all of our agents are making far more than what you see on this board. That's the power of this 50-50 initiative. I could not be more excited. Okay? So we're going to move on, and we're going to conclude with this. Who do you talk to? Anybody throughout the US or Canada. Basically, we have a back office. We run it all with Enterprise, SkySlope, leading CRM, lead generation, branding, marketing, workplace. This is your back office. Everybody gets one of these. You can click on any of these buttons and learn about lead generation, charitable giving. There's marketing materials, customizing, branding, merchandise, faculty program, becoming a mentor. It's a very clean website. You can learn a lot about our company. Here's my website, BrentGoveResources.com. Everything I know about building this company is here. If you want to learn what I know about this company, if you want to do a deeper dive on eXp, go to BrentGoveResources.com. It's all there for everybody in North America. We want to help you. One team, one dream. When I was at RE/MAX, if I helped a guy in Orlando, Florida kill it meant nothing to me financially. At eXp, if you're in Orlando and you kill it, I benefit totally because we own the company together. This is different. I was proud of my fellow RE/MAX agent who did well in Orlando or New York or Denver, but it didn't mean anything to me financially. Now it means something to all of us. We all benefit. Basically, join the company. Everyone's talking about the Amazon of real estate. That was our founder's vision. We're now being called the Amazon of real estate. I like it. We also have a wonderful summary sheet here. Our split is an 80-20. It's a very generous split. It's not the highest, it's not the lowest. It's very competitive. Everybody's on an 80-20, everybody. The cap is 16. Once you pay in 16, you go to a 100% commission split. And then once you're at 100%, James, we cap every year the first month, right? Yeah, month and a half. Then every sale thereafter is just a 250 transaction fee. That doesn't kick into your cap. If you haven't capped, it's 80-20. There's no 250 transaction fee. Makes sense? Once you do 20 transaction fees at 250, you actually win a $16,000 stock award. You actually earn your cap back in the form of stock. How much did you pay your broker 3 years ago? And how much will you get back this year? I know what I'm getting back. It's pretty cool. Startup costs, $149, one-time startup fee. You get 1,000 business cards. You get beautiful eXp brochures. Our tech fee is $50 a month. You get SkySlope. You get a Regis Corporate Suite membership. You get Breakthrough Broker, and you get KV Core, which is a lead-generating website with a built-in CRM. Our university educational fee is $35 a month, a little over $1 a day to plug into those 5 to 10 to 13 classes a day. $25 broker review fee every day on every file. It's a nominal fee. Broker gets $25. Make sure all the I's are dotted, T's are crossed. We use SkySlope. It's the #1 system in America by all companies. E&O is $40 per sale, capped at $500 a year. You will not pay more than $500 a year. If you're an independent broker, you pay a lot more than $500 a year for E&O, right? Some of you pay $5,000, $10,000 a year, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 a year. But here's the deal. At eXp, $500, you're done. If something goes crazy, you're not the broker of record for you independents. eXp is. It's a big deal to get that liability. You will sleep better at night. So that's how this works. Finally, our growth is through the roof. We have 25,000 agents, I think 26,000 this month. We're in all 50 states. We're in the UK, we're in Australia, we're in, I think, 6 provinces of Canada. I mean, I was just thinking about Sacramento. Where are you from? Phoenix? Miami? That was your world. You're gonna embrace eXp, the world is your oyster because your friends know people in Fort Lauderdale, in Chicago. Bottom line, our core values, one of them is fun. We're having a blast. eXp, making real estate fun again. We're not burned out, we're excited. We bounced out of bed. Do you remember, Stroop? We bounced out of bed at 6 a.m. We couldn't wait to get up. We were so excited, and we still are 3 years later. It's amazing beyond our wildest dreams. Here is what you do. Your next step, if you want to learn more about this company, is go to join.exprealty.com and apply. When you get there, this is what you see, and you apply as agent. Go ahead and get yourself approved. If you like what you see, get approved. Doesn't mean you're at our company, because you have to physically move your license at whatever company you're at. Until you move your license, you're at whatever company you're at. You can do this safely, but what you'll get is an independent contractor's agreement where you can read in black and white everything I've just told you. So this is a great way to do diligence. Join.exprealty.com. The person who's your sponsor is the person who told you about this and got you excited about this. So that's who your sponsor is. Put them down as your sponsor. And then finally, here is our founder, Glenn Sanford, the day we were on the NASDAQ this past year. We were a penny stock. Now we're on the NASDAQ. Only 50 companies in the world uploaded to the NASDAQ last year out of millions of corporations. This is a big, big deal. Many would like to be there. Only 50 were hand-selected to be there. eXp is one of those companies. We're super proud of that. Here's our founder, Glenn Sanford, hitting the closing button, shutting down the world financial markets. We could not be more excited about our company. It's a big deal. We do events like we're going to do Mexico in about next month. We go to beautiful resorts. We mastermind together. We have stuff happening in Orlando, Florida, our shareholder summit. We're going back to Scottsdale at the Marriott Desert Ridge. for a mastermind. This is one of my favorites right here in Dallas this August 26, 27, 28. We'll be at the Gaylord Resort. It is a 5-star wrapped with an 18-hole or a couple 18. It's stunning. We go to splashy venues. Our agents are having a blast. And guess who's going to come hang out with us and teach us how to go next level in our life? Tony Robbins. So come to our events, and they're super expensive. This 3-day event is $197. So just kidding there. But sound affordable to you? I don't know. I remember going to some conventions for some of my prior companies. It's a wee bit more than $197, and Tony Robbins was never there. And then we have November 9th through the 11th, our annual convention in Las Vegas. It's going to be great. Don't miss it. But mainly, I just want to encourage you to do this, to take a deeper dive for eXp. Because listen to me. You think, I don't know it'll work. I didn't know if it'd work either. But I can promise you this. If you stay at your old brokerage, it's an independent brokerage, it's Coldwell Banker, it's Remax, it's Sotheby's, it's Central, whatever it is, you stay there, I will find you in 5 years at your desk. I'm not kidding. I just did 23 years. I will find you in 10, 15 years at your desk or in Starbucks, racing to meet a buyer, running to meet a seller to that listing presentation. Well, I have a team. You know, trying to get your agents not to quit or whatever it is if you have a team. I'm going to find you, and you're going to be grinding 5, 10, 15 years from now because you never built anything. We're going to help you do this. We're going to roll up our sleeves. One big fire. We're working together. Check this company out. Best business decision I have ever made. I look forward to meeting you at one of the eXp events. Thanks for having me today.